want to talk about open enrollment and some do's and don'ts and just some helpful tips?
Yeah, most companies, especially larger ones, October, early November tends to be open enrollment, which is your one shot a year, unless you have a life change to update your medical insurance, change your vision insurance, enroll in group disability or group life insurance, a chance to make all those changes. So today we wanted to go through just a couple tips, things that we see with our clients, as well as things we know people should take a look at during open enrollment. And to me, the first one is evaluating whether or not you can participate in a health savings account. So just as a kind of a explainer, uh, health savings account is called HSA for short. You'll see a lot of articles written about it. The opportunity here is you can put in money pre-tax. It can grow if you invest it in the meantime without being taxed. And when you take it out, as long as it's used for healthcare expenses, it comes out tax-free. Now, the key here is you have to be enrolled in a high deductible health plan. So if you're somebody that has either an individual or a family that is a call it high user of the healthcare system, this might not be a great choice for you. But if you're generally healthy, don't hit that out of pocket maximum every year, having a high deductible health plan paired with an HSA is a really powerful either way to save tax efficiently or as another bucket for saving for retirement.
Yeah, I think that's a good description of it and a good layout. You have to have the high deductible health savings plan. And if you don't, you probably have an HMO or a PPO option. And just know that, look, do a year in review. Look at just what took place over the last couple of years. How much did you use it? Did you hit your deductible? And then try to plan for the future on what that looks like, because it could be a big difference and a meaningful difference on the overall cost that comes out. But you need to know also when your window's open, and make sure you have the proper tools and resources to know what's even available to you on those
Yeah,
plans.
I think that that's a good one. The next one I would mention is participating in group life insurance or group disability insurance. So these are things nobody likes to talk about, and they're not any fun. The easier one is actually disability. So if you are over the age of 50, you need to consider taking out some disability insurance. Oftentimes, the cheapest and easiest place to do that is through your group benefits at work. The reason why is it's group rated, it's not individually rated. So if you're somebody where the odds are against you, you get to participate with the whole group and get a cheaper policy. When it comes to group life, same thing. Some companies will offer you one times your salary, or two or three times your salary for free, and you can buy extra coverage on top of that. It's important to evaluate whether it's cheaper there or on the open market. But if you're over 50, and especially if you do a job where you're not just sitting in a chair talking, but you actually are up, moving around, and it requires some of your body to be involved, I think it's essential to have disability.
Yeah, yeah. And I think this is also, so I'm a big fan of disability, big fan of doing the group life as well. It's just an easy way to
Disability
get
insurance, Tom.
access.
You're a big fan of disability insurance.
Disability insurance, right? Life as well. You don't have to take a medical test for it, so it's an easy way to just get extra coverage. It's also a good time to take a look at your 401k or your retirement plan to see where you're at year to date, if you're going to max it out or not, or if you have maxed out. Maybe next year you try to back it in where you're not maxing out so much in the year, because some plans don't have a true up clause in them, and that's really really important. So if a company matches you up to 5% each year, but you max out in June, well, the next 6 months of the year, you're not getting that match. Now, some 401k plans will have a true up clause, so they will true up what they should have owed you if you were to contribute each month, but some don't. And that's just in the fine print and the fine writing, and we can help you out with that. But it's a good time just to review that, make sure you're at least hitting the match, you're inside the right investments, right investment vehicles, and make any changes that you need to the plan.
Yeah, and as part of that 401k, I think evaluating and rebalancing your account is important. The other thing that people probably don't look at is your beneficiary form. So each time you go and do this, do a quick beneficiary review. Just see who you have on there as primary. If you're married, it has to be your spouse. If you don't want it to be them, there's a big process that involves a notary and a couple extra pieces of paper to remove them. But typically, for most married people, it will be your spouse. But your contingent beneficiary is something to consider as well. Who is it going to be? Is it going to be your kids? Do your kids have kids? If something were to happen to one of your kids, do you want your grandkids to get it? The difference between per capita and per stirpes, as far as that inheritance, it matters a lot. And so, working with either a state attorney or a competent financial advisor to evaluate those beneficiary, decisions can be really helpful and make a huge difference for your kids later on. Because not everybody realizes these act as their own estate. So if your will says Tom gets all the money, but on your beneficiary form you said Kevin gets all the money, that beneficiary form is going to be the thing that they look at.
Yeah, that's a great point. It supersedes all that. And this goes for anything financial related. So bank accounts, if you have any old investment accounts or 401ks out there, it's so easily and often overlooked if you go through a divorce or to forget to change your beneficiaries. And we've seen nightmare scenarios. So it's really good exercise each year to go do a review of all your financial accounts, whatever they may be, and make sure all those beneficiaries are updated.